Hello there, it's Carlo here. Welcome to another video. So this is just a quickie really. It's just basically telling you guys how I'm getting along with the Z820 workstation from HP. And I must admit, I mean, I've had quite a few computers in my time. First of all, let me explain what I do for a living. Alright, I'm a freelance visual effects CGI artist. I've been lucky enough to work on some rather big projects in my time and some big films. And basically the way it started was I started doing, I've always been into CGI and I've always been into visual effects for, I would say, the best part of 20 years. Coming up to, I think I first started doing stop motion work with some clay models and a camera, so on and so on, and from there I've sort of grown. So I would say, no, a bit longer than that, probably about 23 years. And then from there I sort of excelled myself, trained myself, I'm all self-taught, and then I just went on from there really. And basically what happened was, quite a few years ago, I applied for a sales job within a visual effects studio, with a film studio, and my job was basically to go around and basically get clients interested in the studio, and basically, you know, pitch them what we do, how we do it, and what we could do for them. And basically what happened was, the company, I can't really say who the company were for security reasons, were basically in the process of doing a TV commercial, which was quite a big TV commercial in London. And one of the guys sort of dropped out. Now, when I had the interview with these guys, what I had to do was, it was quite funny, we was in a room full of people, because it was sort of like a shortlisting. And there was about 20 people in the room, and they basically pulled a bag out and basically said in the bag, whatever we pull out of this bag, you need to create a commercial for, 30 seconds to a minute long. So we done it, and funny enough, I was presented with an iPad. Okay, that's great. I did the test, wrote all my notes. I think we had about an hour to do it. Come up with the commercial ideas in front of everyone, pitched it to everyone, and I got the job. And I started, basically one of the guys that, the creative director said to me, you know, what sort of knowledge have you got within visual effects, CGI and filmmaking? And I explained it. I think I sort of blew him away with how much I actually knew about it. And he threw some sort of, you know, trick questions at me, and just answered them really, because I've been doing it for a bloody long time. So anyway, I was doing my job and everything, and one of the guys that was part of the visual effects team or animation team blew out. So they were stuck, and one of the visual effects artists, I was speaking to him in the studio, and he turned around to me and said to me, listen, you know how to do this stuff, don't you? And I was like, well, yeah. He said, do you mind us testing you on it? So I was like, no. So he threw a couple of tests at me. Gave me some projects to complete within a couple of hours. I did that, excelled. So I got the position as a visual effects artist to do this commercial with the team. And it's sort of, this was quite a few years ago now, and it's sort of expanded from there really. And then I created CB Animation Studios, which has been doing fantastically, where I've been doing some visual effects work for motion pictures, TV commercials, and creating full TV commercials as well, which just entail having just pure CGI, pure visual effects, really, no sort of film work done. So it's I've sort of excelled from there really. So obviously, you know, hardware has always been a very sort of important factor in what I do. You know, I can't afford to have hardware that may fail on me, which is fair enough, do you know what I mean? So I've always been into Mac, and I've always been into PC. I've sort of chopped and changed between the two two of the programs, two of the operating systems and hardware. But I always find myself sort of going back to sort of PC. I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? I just do. I think it's a case of I just prefer the amount of software available, and the software is always quicker released on a PC as well. I've always sort of preferred it, but it's not saying I sort of don't get on with Macs, because I do. We've got a couple of Macs in the house. So I started doing visual effects, believe it or not, on a G4. But then back then, I'm talking about the PowerPC G4. Back then, effects weren't as heavy as they are today. The more visual elements that need to be put into a film or put into a scene. Obviously, it's progressed with time. Back when I started putting credits on something on a film, or a bit of light or something like that, or colour correction, was the donkeys. That was serious stuff. But mostly back then, I'm talking quite a few years ago, CGI and visual effects were very sort of limited in what you can do, and it was mostly animation work, puppetry and animation like that. They were the sort of visual effects that were out there. But now, obviously, over time, that's going to help me fag. Over time, visual effects have crept up along with hardware. And the more advanced, obviously, the hardware gets, the more advanced stuff you can do with visual effects. So, I've had a Mac Pro, do you know what I mean? I've had a MacBook Pro, I've had iMacs, I've had, Hackintoshes, I've had so much stuff, it's unreal. But I must say, so far, the HP-Z820 is by far the fastest PC I've ever owned in my life, do you know what I mean? We have a 2013 Mac Pro in the studio, and this just flattens it. Really does. It really just, obviously, there's two sides. I mean, I'm running Windows on this Z820, so it's two different you could say it's two different worlds apart, but you can just feel it in the programs you use. Obviously, if you're using After Effects on a Mac 2013 Mac Pro, and you're using After Effects on a Z820, you can feel the difference between the two. And the Z820 has always felt faster and quicker. And I'm talking about doing ray tracing, rotoscoping, stuff like that. Oh, my keyboard's falling off. So, for me, I think the Z820 is going to be my main machine for quite some time. And I'm not looking to, I had a couple of videos saying, should I go for a 2013 Mac Pro? Should I not? No, I'm not going to do it. Simply because the flexibility of the Z820, which is sat right next to me here, is a lot better. Do you know what I mean? The expansions on it, the amount of hard drives I can put in it, the dual graphics cards I can have in it, upgradability on the processors, so on and so on. So the Z820 to me has been by far the most amazing piece of kit I've ever owned, PC wise or computer wise. So yeah, I mean, 2 months. I think I'm nearly 2 months into using it, and I've already done a TV commercial with it. Purely from here, from home, I've created a full TV commercial in full 4K with absolutely no problems, using visual effects, using animation, using you name it, it's been thrown at it, and it's just this machine's just not blinked, absolutely not blinked or not battered an eyelid. I've checked my my CPU usage, power consumptions, and it's not even battered an eyelid. It really hasn't. So yeah, I mean, that's my quick update on my Z820. I will be bringing a review, but obviously I'm really busy at the moment, and I've been trying to sort of throw some tutorials out there on my channel, just to keep things fresh and just to keep people knowing that I'm still around. But I'm starting work on a major film release next year, which is going to be fantastic, doing the visual effects for that. I'm just waiting for the contracts to come through, and the time when they basically want us to start this project. obviously don't ask what it is because of security reasons and copyright. I can't really say too much about what the film is, but I guarantee most of you within England and America will go to the cinema and see it, because it is quite a big title. But all the work I will be doing will be, you know, running on my Z820. That's how confident I am of this tower, of this machine, that these projects are being created on this system purely. And obviously I'm bouncing backwards and forwards from here to the studio, so on and so on. So that's a little bit of history of me. I've never done a sort of what do I do. Well, I guess you guys realise by now what I do. You know, it's not rocket science. Do you know what I mean by the title of my channel? But that's basically how I got started. And you know, 20 odd years later, I'm still going strong. You know, I've got a review. I'm getting a new camera to do the YouTube videos. What I'm doing, a really good camera, which is quite a few figures. So hopefully, when that comes, when I finally get that, will probably be after Christmas. I'll do a full review on that and an unboxing, and you can see exactly what's going on with that. And I think they'll be quite blown away with this. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the Z820 is staying with me. I don't intend on upgrading anymore, unless it's, you know, 6-7 years down the line, and I need to. But I don't think I'm going to have to with this system, to be perfectly honest, because it's really impressed me how it's run, how it renders. You know, it's not crashed once on me. The stability of it is just me all over. So thanks for listening, guys. Just a little update for you there. I'll see you guys in the next video, which I don't know what's going to be about, but there's going to be a few tutorials coming in between them. Some tutorials might be a bit late. I've still got to do a part 2 on one of my tutorials, but it's only because I'm really, you know, up to here with work and hitting deadlines. It's unreal. So, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe and hit that like button. I really would appreciate it. It means the world to me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.